There are lots of people with their hands up. Let's go to that gentleman there. Gentleman at the front. Here, sir. Four rows back. 4 rows back. You. That's you. Yeah. So hello. It's you. This is your moment.
Hello. Hello. My name's Anthony, and I'm a Doctor Who fan. It's like therapy. Thank you. Firstly, just an observation with some of the casting that's happened recently, which is fantastic. I just wondered, Jenna, if you were ever asked to do a Scottish accent?
If I've ever have been, what do you mean, in the show?
In the show.
No, I haven't ever been asked to, and I'm sure if Stephen's ever heard me making fun of Peter on the rushes, he will never ask me to either.
Is the implication of your question that we've gone a bit Scottish? You
Yeah,
have a problem with that?
It hasn't improved either. 2 years of me hanging out with Peter.
Let's run through a couple of questions then. Thank you for your question. There's a young man here. Hello, young man.
Why did you get rid of the sonic screwdriver and do you miss it?
Who says we have? As ever, wait and see.
But we like sunglasses.
Like shades.
I mean, I think I know that the original idea of the sonic screwdriver was a sort of joke. That the sonic screwdriver was just a screwdriver that sonic screws. Only the Doctor would think that was a clever idea to invent. And just when I was watching Peter on the World Tour with his shades on, I thought, because they're in hot countries, by the way, not just because he was being awful cool. And I thought, actually, that'd be quite fun if the Doctor had sonic glasses. Is anything more stupid than sonic glasses?
The sonic screwdriver.
Sonic screwdriver. But you know, don't worry.
There's a lady at the front who seems to be. Are you recording this as well? Okay. Yeah. Well, why would you want anyone else's question?
So you've come online now, have you?
Yeah, I just want to say that both those episodes, the writing grips you from the get-go, and the direction and the visuals and the performances especially were spellbinding. Just absolutely incredible. I wanted to ask, since we're getting a found footage episode from Mark Gatiss and a solo episode with Peter, are we ever going to get a musical episode?
Well, I mean, who knows? Anything could happen, I guess. I'm not really commenting on everybody else spilling the beans about future episodes, but I don't know. Maybe I mean, it's a hard one. I mean, you know, a musical Doctor Who it's like saying, do you know what this show isn't? It's just not camp enough. Really? Anything is possible. That's the extraordinary thing in the Doctor Who. I've never heard an idea for one, or had an idea for one, that remotely worked. But you know, until you do, until the moment comes along, you hear or think of an idea that's great, then maybe.
Would you like a musical Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Do we want an episode? Do we want a musical episode? Do you?
Could you, if you're feeling indifferent about the idea, make a noise like this? Scotland sounds like all the time.
Please could both my daughters ask the question, otherwise there'd be a time war in our house tonight.
Hi, I'm Karis, I'm 14 from Cardiff. I have a question for the actors. What was your favourite scenes filming for the 2 episodes that we watched?
I mean, being inside a Dalek was pretty cool, but also incredibly tricky actually, because it was one of those scenes where it was like when I first began. I had to just talk to the green screen or talk to a green circle that was supposed to be matte. So it was a bit similar in this scene where I was talking to you as a Dalek. But I also had earpieces in and kind of had the Dalek voice in my head at the same time. So it was a bit of a minefield, but also not something you do every day. So that was very fun. Except
the third time inside a Dalek.
yes, in a very different way.
Yes.
Peter, what about you?
I liked driving Davos's chair. It was the most stressful scene I've ever filmed in my life. Because as operator, I don't want to give away too many secrets. If you've ever been to the post office and you see a pensioner coming in on one of those, it was related to that. The technology was related to that. It was controlled by a little switch down here, and it was very trigger sensitive, so it could suddenly whoosh off. And I crashed into a wall at one time. But when I first arrived, it's like L plates.
Yeah. Yes. The outtakes for this episode are all the Daleks is you in the Davros chair and all the Daleks, which are magnificent and scary when you see it all cut together. What you don't see them is colliding with each other, going backwards, missing doors.
Good question. Did you say that another one of your children wants to ask a follow-up question?
My name's Caddy, I'm 11 years old and I'm from Cardiff.
Hello, Caddy.
This is a question for all of you. You're all bored. What Doctor Who episode do you put on the TV since the one from 2005?
Okay, should we go from, let's go from you then, Brian. You sit from your board, which Doctor Who episode you put on?
Well, no pressure there,
Probably a good idea to make sure it's a Doctor Who episode and nothing else.
I normally have about 8 episodes I've meant to have watched. Thoughts on it. I've been watching episode 11 this year, actually, quite a lot.
Yay! I like that.
I don't know, the modern show feels, I mean, I love it to bits. It's one of my favourite things in the world, but if I'm watching Doctor Who recreationally, I'll be watching the old series, because I don't feel that I'm part of it in a way. I'm not, definitely not. So what I watch from the old series, I'm just really giving you your reading list now. The Ark in Space is rather wonderful. I think if people don't understand how good latter day classic Who was, they should all go home and watch Remembrance of the Daleks with Sylvester McCoy.
Jenna, what about you?
I love Vincent and the Doctor. And I went back recently and watched Dark Water and Death in Heaven as well, which was really good to watch again with a bit of distance. We're in those.
I've got a sneaking affection for the Day of the Daleks.
I do think that down those tunnels a long time, I'm going to say.
Caddy, thank you for your question. Where do we have some microphones? Does anybody have a microphone in their hand right now? Jamie, yeah.
Okay.
Off you go.
Little Matt Smith by here.
It's Matt Smith. Hello, you man. Off you go.
Little Matt. He's shriveled since the show. Since he lost his way somewhat.
Observe your future.
Would he like an extra 20 seconds or so? We'll come back to him very shortly. We'll come back to caller number 2. Caller number